What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Shirairai UTV, where today I will be making a tier list. Poseidon, me, myself, for SRTV. And like I said, I don't think tier lists matter. We'll go over and reiterate. We had literally a Terminator in top 8 this weekend. We had a Scarlet in top 8 this weekend. I saw Conqueror literally cooking people with Burning Spectre, Scorpion, legit really good players, mopping them. Burning Spectre, Scorpion. Tier lists, they just don't matter. I generated content. Can't wait. Make an II video and voice copy. Alright, so we're into it. Okay, the best two characters in the game, my opinion. Bada bing. Fujin, number one. Best character. Been preaching this for forever. Dude has every tool in the book. It's a bit of an execution test. Definitely real. It's not like you can just pick him up. I think people are like, you can just pick up Fujin. He's so easy. He's made for toddlers. No. He's a hard character to play. But the thing is that you can autopilot a lot of his pressure. Bottom one for old times. I don't know if I can do that, but I think Fujin is the best character in the game, and he kind of just does everything. Doesn't really have any bad matchups to say. People are like maybe Cetrion, maybe Katana, for some reason, but otherwise, Fujin best character in the game. I can explain more, but I don't need to. And then Cabal, second best character in the game. Cabal, just insane OSs, insane pressure. People like he doesn't have any mix. He doesn't need mix because he's plus off everything. He can grab you. He can do 1,000,000% damage whenever he wants. You just leap. You get too close. Literally, like playing a lot of the times playing against Cabal is just trying to keep him away. And if you can't do that, if your character's not capable of doing that, or like you just get too close on accident, boom, you're fucking just eating pressure. And honestly, I think these two are like clear and away the best two characters in the game. And I think we honestly need to go to another tier. S3O'd everyone I call it. Around except Unger and Perfect King got me. Nice. Let's go rock and polos. Let's fucking go. Okay, so we're gonna move down to another tier, and this is gonna be S plus tier. And I think when you're in the same tier, you can kind of interchangeably be like, this one is the best, and this one's the second best, and they're clearly defined. Like, no, like, obviously, like I said, I don't think tier lists really matter that much, but I think when you're in the same tier, you kind of can go up and down, and it doesn't really matter. So, characters that I think are up there, that are this good, are Cetrion. Insanely good, very good zoning. Like a pressure, like some of the best zoning in the game with also some of the best pressure in the game. A pressure zoning hybrid character that has a teleport that's super good, that has mix, that has everything that you could want in a character. Like I had damage. I was like, dude, like, why? You don't have to be able to do everything to be like a decent character. All right, you can lack one thing and still be insanely good at the game. All right, it's kind of like JJ doesn't do much damage. It's still busted. All right, so another character, and I think a lot of these characters are interchangeable. But I think like Jackie, Kodal, and Sub are like who I would put next. Sub-Zero. So Jackie, and I think like these two characters are kind of like have everything, and they lack like one thing. Like Cabal doesn't have mix. Fujin doesn't. I don't even know if Fujin doesn't have. Fujin kind of has everything. He kind of is just like maybe high execution, which kind of puts him down. These characters kind of lack like one thing. Like Jackie can be kind of unsafe in a lot of situations. Like she has a lot of good mix and stuff like that, but if you don't have the bar, you're constantly spending bar. You're constantly putting yourself in situations where you could get opened up. But then you open them up and you do like 40% meterless. If you have Fatal Blow, you can literally just like, if they're below 50% health and you have Fatal Blow and you open them up and you have at least 1 bar of meter, they're probably dead. If you have 2 bars of meter, they're definitely dead. Character is just insane. The pressure is crazy. She has plus frames and 9 frame mid. I don't know what else you could want with Jackie either way. I mean, obviously, like I said, her problem is a little bit of safety. Kodal's big problem is that if your character can kind of live in the air, kind of like Cabal, for example. I know a lot of Kodals don't like the Cabal matchup. Like he's very good at keeping you on the ground and like using that forward 2 to close distance and using disc and then going into a meterless launcher, having a mid command grab. The character's busted. Yeah, I think we need to say a ton on that. Sub-Zero, just very good mix, especially online. Offline still pretty much works. I don't know anyone who's like reacting to forward 2 100% of the time. And then you also have to consider grab and stuff like that. So Sub kind of just does everything really well. Can maybe loses to Cabal, kind of like almost a little bit convincingly. I'm gonna try to make this the best I can. Like I said, like where the characters fall in the order isn't going to matter as much. But this one it starts to get a little tricky. Like, so I think these are clearly the top 6 characters. And then like you kind of get to like characters that are good, but kind of have like glowing weaknesses, and kind of have like, and that's why it's like I don't even know if they should go in X plus or they should just go in S. Because then you got characters like so like I think like it's like you have Lou, you have Jade, you have Joker. Who else? I think these are probably the next 3 characters. I don't really know if I can really be like, yeah, this one is better than that one. Lou has some trouble matchups. Jade has some bad matchups. Joker, and this is where you start to get the characters that like they really start to have like understandably losing matchups. Spawn, I think Spawn is. I would probably next. I think he might be like I might start him in S tier, along with characters like Raiden and Robo. But like we'll come to that. Lou, insanely good pressure, insanely good mix, very good projectiles. Pretty good customs. Can use teleport. Usually has different things to use in different matchups. Glowing weaknesses. Buttons are very stubby. Very stubby. So like Joker gets a lot of really cool stuff. He gets a lot of gimmicks on him. Like literally like 1-4-2 or 4-1-4-2 and a backdash. And like unless Wu's on top of it, they whiff, bam, I blast them. 1-2-1 backdash. His buttons are just stubby. Bet down 4, can't really do anything about it if I max range it. So Lou just kind of has like language, but like has a lot of really good stuff. Doesn't do much damage either. This way you start to get characters that have like multiple things wrong with them. But yeah, I think Lou has a really good pressure. Just great buttons, just really stubby, and that's the thing that holds it back. Good mix, command grab's awesome. Takes off back 1, picks up as a 9-frame mid, and like the thing is something crazy that you don't see a lot, and like I actually don't have my PlayStation set up, so I can't like go in and show you, but like Lou can like if you back 1 and they roll, like I think like you can't punish, but you get pressure. Like when sometimes like you'll go to meaty and the person that you're fighting rolls, like doing like back 1 OS in the check throw command grab, like you'll only get back 1, so by the time you recover, because you recover super quickly too. Like his cooldown is just non-existent for like a lot of his buttons, unless you commit to like a full like the full 4/4 string. Just like you whiff and then boom, you're just ready to fucking act again. Like even on fly kick, you fly kick and you just land right in front of them, and then you're ready to press buttons again. You can almost press on that shit. You're not getting punished for whiffing a fly kick, unless you're crazy or you shoot a projectile. You read it. You read it, they're gonna whiff it, and then you fucking throw out your giant destroying hitbox. Because you're Joker or Spawn or Scarlet or Frost or Devora. But yeah, I think probably this order, maybe Jade above Lou. Jade can just always be safe. Like she can just run away and be safe and throw waves and just be safe. That's a huge advantage. It is a huge advantage. Like I don't know. I think Jade. I think Jade goes above Liu Kang. But like I said, interchangeable. I think, kind of like after Sub-Zero, and you can probably interchange all of these, but like I think this is kind of it. Jade, Lou, Joker, I don't really care. You can mix match those up. Devore behind Loot. Okay. So this is kind of okay. Like I said, Jade, just always safe, glow, get rid of the projectiles, may struggle against characters like Kotal or Fujin, because Fujin, go through wind push. Maybe even a character like Frost, who has good disjointed hitboxes and can use the overhead thing to go through glow. But other than that, she does super well, does good against good characters like RoboCop. But yeah, so this is probably there. I probably put Kano. I want to put Kano here too. Kano is he's so good. The thing is, like you could duck spit, but like he has so much good pressure too. On top of that, he has so much like you do 4-1 still plus in an advancing mid. Maybe you have to go into knives. Maybe you have to mix it up a little bit. You do like 4-1 command grab, 4-1. It's a down 1 acid or something like that, or 4-1 just into acid, and then you can still then they still have to read that you're gonna go for the full string. Then you only do the full string on occasion. and you're fine. So like even characters like a Duck Spit, Kano is still really good against. So I'd probably put in there. Who else could go up there? I think I might go to the next tier at this point. Let me know if anyone wants me to get more specific about why I put one character where, but like at this point, I think I kind of explained why every character is where they are. I think Kano's probably the last regular though. But like I said, interchangeable. Okay, so we got S tier. We got where we got Raiden busted. I don't want to hear he's -8 on back 1-2 like he is, but like you can go into Storm Cell, you can go into the command grab. Yeah, it's a little unsafe, but like you also have back 1-4, which is his which is plus, and like yeah, so you can flawless block that, and it is punishable. But like I haven't seen a single person ever flawless block that in my life. I have not seen a single person flawless block back 1-4 of Raiden. Because like he's just doing back 1-2, like back 1-2, and then he does a good pushback too, and then you can do back 1-2 like fly like the Superman cancel if you have bar. So like yeah, no, I think Raiden's super good. Teleport, best teleport in the game. Can run away, the best runaway game in the game. Can literally outzone I think anyone because he can just get in. Like anyone's like Centurion goes to throw her giant boulder, you teleport, you're in there, you're full punishing that. So Raiden, I think, is right there. We got a character like Spawn. Spawn, super good. Who else did I want to put there? Johnny, no mid, but like still good. Plus frame strings as Rising Star and Force Balls. Base Force Balls are plus if your character can't duck them. So since you're playing a female character, but then still you can use Arcing Force Balls, good customs, Shades really good. We saw Kombat cooking people with Showstopper. Johnny with the camera and the shades. I think he's a really good character. Who else to put in there? Like I said, I think a lot of these characters are interchangeable. RoboCop, and who else? Garrus. Garrus has a lot of stuff going for him. Strike throw, probably the best strike throw in the game. Some people can argue with that, but like just having the Oki throws out both King Jared might be cool though. Have that. I'm not like he has a few bad matchups. Like I feel like he probably doesn't do too great against Joker. Doesn't do good against Fujin. But I feel like Sub's probably a hard matchup for him. Kodal, I can see. You have to use it. I think like you really have to. He has pretty good customs too. Like having the choke, having the mid command grab, stuff like that. Having shifting sands, having the pillar. If you watch Cease, that dude has just insane pillar setups. And just go for fucking days. So I think that's good. I don't know. I feel like those are clearly like the next 5 characters that all fit in S. Obviously Raiden, really good. Spawn, insane damage, crazy disjoint. Force Ball, like I don't think like Soul Forfeit's really good for 3rd round. I don't say like he has good customs. I feel like you want to use Charge, but like charge with Low Chain, charge with Plasma Pool, charge with Soul Forfeit, charge with Glide. Charge with Logun is all good and all has their practical uses. So I don't see any problem with that. I mean, be like, oh, he doesn't have a mid, but he has forward 2 and he has back 1. You have to commit to back 1, but then you just do back 1 Force Ball and it's safe, or whatever his fucking plasma shit is. So yeah, that's why I feel like the next 5 characters are. I'm looking at who else. I think I want to go with some I think more slept on characters that I think actually a character that I feel like probably also fits there is Chang, and probably the best customs in the game in terms of like all of his moves have have some sort of volatility or viable. Like the shake with ground eruption, super good like zoning, anti-zoning. Super kick could be good. Ermac lift, exploding corpse, his armor break that resands you into a full combo. And he just has a lot of cool stuff. The crashing skulls, so not even not the ground eruption, but the crashing skulls are really good too. They have fall spot gaps on them, but like a lot of characters can't do much about it unless you're like Garrus. Garrus, probably one of Shang's better counter picks. Yeah, I think Shang is a very strong character. And probably fits in this tier. I don't know. Looking at all these characters, okay. Another character I'm probably going to put in here that I think is really good is Jax. Jack's one of the more underrated characters, 9-frame mid. Decent customs. You can OS his enhanced outrank, but he has mix on that. That is like very hard to OS. I tried. I was labbing that shit forever. Could not figure it out. With heat, one of the best combat characters in the game. If you hit a raw fatal blow and then you get armor, you get heat into Oki. You getting hit with a mid. You getting hit with that 9-frame mid and the launcher. You getting hit with the 4-3-3 into the overhead because you're trying to call out the stagger. You get hit with the forward throw. You get forward throw KB'd. It's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. And the thing is, Jax can kind of get walled out. A character's going to really keep him out. But if you can't keep Jax out, he can be really, really strong. And why I think he should be an S tier. See? False block each crashing skull from the point blank, micro dash in between them, and get a reversal throw, which will never be done in game, but it can be done. Whoa, I didn't know that. That's actually insane. That is crazy. Okay. So looking at the rest of these characters, I don't think any of them can be in this. So we'll go to A tier. A tier. So who's a good A tier character? All these characters are trash. The thing is, like, Lao, I feel like is a character that people tend to have really high on tier lists, but he just has a lot of, like, not good matchups. Like, I mean, maybe he just good against Cabal. I know he's good against Sub, but like, I can see him just having a hard time against characters like Jackie, against Cetrion, against Joker, against Spawn, against, like, characters like Raiden, against RoboCop. I don't know. I think these characters are just bad. Right, so I'm just gonna throw in the I'd say Cassie's good, slept on, probably just does everything well, they say master, jack of all trades, master of none. I think that's Cassie to a T. Plus frames, good advancing string, good pressure, 9-frame mid. Just like it kind of struggles a little bit on safety to a lot of degrees, but like if you just have good defense, then you're gonna have a good Cassie. Another character that I think is pretty good, Noob. Could go either way. I think Noob could be like one of the worst characters in the game, or he could be like even like a mid to high tier character. It depends. He has some really good matchups. Like just looking at this, I think he may be Kodal. He does good against Sub. He does good against Lou. He beats Lou, I think. He beats Joker, I think. He beats Spawn. He beats Johnny. Like, outright. Like, he just has a lot of, like, good matchups that he, like, pretty much outright wins. Just no mid. Like, back one is good, but it's so stubby. So, like, you can't really say he has a mid. So, like, honestly, like just wake up down two and stuff like that. Just always have to come at you with a high. If you're really good at mixing up your pressure and stuff, and, like... But, like, I think he evolves a very skilled player to be good with. But, like you said, if you get one of those good matchups, you get a Joker, you get a Lou, you get a Johnny, you get maybe even a Kodal or Sub. You can do some work. You can do some work with the Noob. You really can. So, what else do we want to get into? God, these characters. Who else? Okay, this is where I think I'll probably put Lao. I think Lao has a lot of bad matchups, but he does also a lot of things good. Meterless launcher allows for good customs. So he has like orbiting hat, Z hat, which I've heard a lot of Laos say is the best buzzsaw. Can be super annoying for a lot of characters to deal with. Ancestral, what is it that was called? Ancestral gift. Whatever it is. Is that what it is? Or is that Liu Kang? What's the one? Where he gets the hat. Why can't I can't remember it. Well, whatever, whatever that is. So wait, but yeah, so I think Lao could be pretty good. He's, like I said, it says some bad matchups like RoboCop, Spawn, Joker that just aren't that good. But then he does good against characters like Sub. I'm sure he probably doesn't do too bad against Kodal. So yeah, I think I'm good with having him there. I think probably Aaron is the one I would have next. This is where it starts getting tricky because you start running characters that have glaring weaknesses. Low loses to half the cast. No, I agree. I just don't know who would he be below. at this point of all these characters. I think Lao does lose to a lot of characters, and I kind of want to put him lower. I just don't know. I think all the other characters have extremely glaring weaknesses, and like if you look at matchup chart, Lao because he does well in some matchups too, but he does lose to a lot of characters. So I don't want to be too influenced, but like I don't know, because I originally going into this I wanted to put Lao lower. I did. I just don't know. Like is he better than? Is he worse than Collector? Is he worse than Rain? Is he worse than Scorpion? Is he worse than Shao Kahn? I don't know. I don't think so. Just look at all these other characters. They have glaring problems as well. There's some good stuff too. So I don't know. I don't know. I think this is where yeah, that's good. I think next what I want to do. I want to put Scorpion here. I think Scorpion is like, again, he's kind of like he's the poster boy. He's kind of like he does like MK11 stuff. Like he's like barely minus. He has like strike throw. Doesn't really have mix. Safe overhead though. Good pressure. Is really good at like putting the pressure on his opponent and making his opponent essentially lose. Like Scorpion's very good at forcing his opponent into situations where they can cost themselves the game or the match, the set. But the thing is, if Scorpion's not able to apply that pressure in a way that makes his opponent like scared, like, you know what I mean, like, you know, trying to call out staggers and stuff like that, he can be good. But he kind of needs to do that, and he kind of you need your opponent to hang yourself. It's kind of like Shao Kahn, only you trade big damage for like good neutral and pressure and stuff like that. But you know what I mean? Like you're throwing out spears, you're doing stuff, you're doing teleport cancels, you're doing 4-2 staggers, you're doing 2-1, you know, you're doing just stand 2 pressure, you're strike throwing, you're doing overheads, bag threes, you're forcing your opponent into a situation where they have to, you know, cost themselves the game or the side of the match. So that's why I just don't think the character really does anything like that. Like maybe Terminator, but again, Terminator has a lot of glaring weaknesses, a lot of bad matchups. I think probably the next is probably Sindel. I think Sindel, honestly, very similar game plan to Scorpion. Put your opponent in situations you're not able to overwhelm them or force them to do things, but you put them in situations where they can lose themselves the game and cost themselves really big, like with the Scream KB, with Low Scream, with a lot of stuff. With there's Banshee Dash, like she does well. She might beat Cabal. Like she does well in some. I think she beats Joker as well. She might beat Jackie. Maybe even Jade. Like she does well. So like she has some good matchups, kind of like Noob, I feel. But like she doesn't do anything too great. Her mix is fake. Doesn't really. I mean, unless you use weapon flip, and then you have to use, or is that weapon flip, or the launcher, the haircut? That's what it is. Uses haircut, but then you have to use 2 slots for that, so you get damage, but then you sacrifice a lot of those really cool, good neutral tools. So I feel like that's, you know, the thing Sindel fits really good right there. And like I said, I feel like I'm not one to be like, she's exactly the 18th best character or whatever. I feel like anyone really in this tier list could probably be interchanged to the beginning or the back. Okay. I don't know. I think that's probably it for this one, and then I'm gonna go A-. And this is where I'm just gonna start throwing characters. I think Devora, Frost, Collector, Shao, Katana, Nightwolf. Nightwolf's kind of like a worse version of Cassie, where it's like, you know, does a lot of things good, but does nothing too great. Yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna end that particular one. Oh, yeah, okay. So we'll go over some of these characters. I feel like these are characters that have really good gimmicks and are really good matchup checks. Like, if you don't know the matchup, like, you could struggle against all these characters. Like, if you don't know the Katana matchup, you don't know the Collector matchup, you don't know the Shao matchup. Because they have annoying things, but, like, they have workarounds. Like, for example, Collector 4-4. Collector 4-4, extremely strong, goes into a launcher, can be super annoying, but has a flawless block gap, is -10, so if they stagger it, some characters, like for example Joker, if I block 4-4 and I call out the stagger, I can stand 2 punish it. Because if you go to the last part, the 4-4 launcher, you're extremely minus. So I think you're too high, Manny. I think that's the problem. You're too stoned right now to realize that Jackie should be that high. Like I said, like all these characters, and like as like I'll go over for anyone listening here. I think all these characters can be interchangeable. So you know what I mean. I just think that Jackie's incredibly strong. I'm not like Jackie's the 4th best character in the game. I personally think she's top 5, but but like I said, interchangeable. You can interchange any of these, and I'm not going to argue with you. You can put Kano 3rd, you can put Kano whatever. Like I said, like I got to put them as like ordered. Like I'm not going to put that in there, but I think that's what it is. Okay, so I'm going over these characters. Devora, good setups, good set play, big disjointed hitboxes, doesn't do much damage. Customs are all right. Because you can either use Buzzed, you can use the Buzz 2.0, or you can use the launcher and Streps of Para, whatever it is, or the bug setup thing. She's good. She's a slow. You can zone her out, like a character, for example, Joker, who really struggles against zoners, and you can kind of like get your projectiles out and do good against Devora. She just can be a super annoying. I said a good knowledge check. If you don't really know the matchup, if you don't lab it, she can be someone you struggle with and someone you might put higher. I think Frost is kind of on that similar boat. Flawless block gaps. Like 2-2 has a flawless block gap, but you're -5 either, or you're +5 either way. Good plus frames, good mid. She can be kind of stubby. She has good disjoint, but like the disjoint doesn't really lead into anything, and you're taking risks when you do like the back 1-2, because that full string, the whole back 1 string, the one where she like sticks the ice thing out and leads to the launcher, it has a flawless block gap on the second hit and the third hit. So yeah, Collector, again, like I said, the 4-4, super good, super annoying, kind of a knowledge check that says -10. Pretty much you jump on Collector and you're golden, like, because that low is his best starter. Like 4-2-2 isn't the best mid. So you go with the 4-1, the 4-1-2 string, and then if you jump on that, you either fall out or they just completely whiff. The opponent should just jump on Collector, just do it. Shao, 4-3-4, super good, but you had that gap, you have the grab afterwards, so he has good mix. Shao is one of those characters again where it's kind of like the Scorpion Sindel, only I feel like it's like they have safety that makes them like that. Shao has like you guess, but like even then you can like option select a lot of his things. Like people say like 4-3-4, you can block the shoulder charge and duck the command grab aspect of it. So yeah, like I said. You can interchange these people. Like I think like you can interchange these 5. I'm not going to be a stickler to be like this person's 22nd and this character's 23rd. Like you know what I mean. Like I'm kind of throwing some characters in there where I think they should be, and I think that's what it is. What it is. And actually, you know what? I'm going to do A+, A, and A- for the last one because like I said, I don't really think tier lists, especially in this game, exist. Doesn't really matter. Gray, sure. No, wait, I changed the color of that one. No, I don't want to change the color of that one. Clear row, add a row below. Perfect. Okay, cool. So, yep, I think all these characters do well. Katana, really good zoning, pretty good pressure, decent mix. But the thing is, she just ends up being unsafe. It's kind of like Shao Kahn, only you get a huge risk reward. A lot of times, it's like if you're up close and you're pressuring with Katana, like you really have to be good with your stagger game. You have to be good with mixing up your projectiles, not getting too predictable with your mix, or getting predictable when you're going to do low fan or low fan amp, because you can go flawless spot that gap, and it is very punishable. -14 on flawless spot the low fan amp. So you can get big damage. Nightwolf, again, like auto shimmy, decent damage, decent customs. Command grab's pretty good, leads to the armor break. You can do it mid projectile. Just like you said, master. What was I gonna say? What is it? Like good at a few. What did I just say? I just said like good at a lot, master of none. I don't know why I can't remember that saying. I'm feeling stupid. That's why you good at a few, master of none. Whatever the fuck that saying is. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. A tier. Then we're gonna go to A-, and I think the rest of these characters fit in here somewhere. Baraka. It's A. What the fuck? A-. Yeah. So we got Baraka. I'll try to order these what I can. Baraka's probably the best of them. I think Rain's really good too. Actually, I'll put Rain above Baraka. If we're gonna be sticklers, I said I wasn't gonna do that. Sonya's not great. Sonya, Scarlet, Terminator, Rambo, Shiva Melina. That's what I think. Down, move Garrus down though. Yeah, right. Not doing that. Plus, what does it do? Yeah, what's going on, PD? So this is what I think. Rain, really good movement. Good zoning. Some of the best zoning in the game. It takes a really good person to use Rain and to mix up all this pressure and stuff like that. Because he doesn't get too much. He doesn't get too much off anything. Not a ton of damage. Not really good Oki. Just super quick. Could be super annoying to fight against. If you're not like on your game, I can see him being super annoying and someone you character you don't want to run into. But I said, doesn't do anything too strong. Mother bought me a headphone. I thought it was nice. So and then a Baraka, really good. Very like the opposite of Rain. Literally like the opposite of Rain, where terrible in movement, but good pressure, good staggers, good plus frames, has flawless block gaps, does good damage. But like when you get that really, really good pressure that he has with like things like spine burst, or like leg kebab, you can't use leg kebab with gutted, and you can use spine burst with gutted, but then you don't have chop, which is honestly fine. But then you don't get like that good pressure, you don't get like that good advancing string with like blade charge, you don't get armor break. And like he has good customs, like he has a lot of variety in his moves. At least what you could do, you can either use the damage or you can use the pressure. But the fact that he doesn't have both together, I feel like was something that keeps him low. Sonya, you can just kind of down to her. Her mix starts with a high. Her projectile's pretty good, but nothing too crazy. Just the mix is real. If you like you got to play it like Reek. Reek based on what? Like you just got to be in the person's face constantly, like making them guess, getting that second part of the mix to meaty. So you do back one low or back one overhead. So like you're kind of making them guess on wake up with that. So you think Noob is atrocious? Noob is not that great, dude. Noob is like he has good matchups, but other than that, like he doesn't have really good mids. His mid's bad. He even like slide isn't like too great. He has the safety and stuff like that. He has a lot of, you can autopilot him and stuff like that. I just don't think he's that great of a character. Term does have true 50-50s, but like I said, I don't think tier lists really even matter. Like at the end of the day, yeah. So let me just go over what I'm saying, that we can debate. You can debate me on who should be where and how high and blah blah blah. All right. So Scarlet, again, not that great of a character. A lot of flawless block gaps. Does have plus frames. Does have disjoint. Does have pretty good zoning. But has a lot of ways to a lot of workarounds. Her tentacle is like -16 on flawless block. So if they try to do like the whip thing and to tentacle, you flawless block that. A lot of characters can just punish that outright. A lot of gaps, very slow, both in terms of movement and her projectiles. So if you make a if you make a good jump, if you have a teleport, forget about it. She's good. She's not great. It's funny because we see both these characters in top 8. We saw both these characters top 8 Evo. Terminator, again, true 50-50s, can lead to damage, can lead to just more reset pressure, can lead to mix-ups on top of that if you use Running Man. But Running Man, you jump Running Man, they're -90. You can press a lot in between Running Man, so unless they do like stand 4, I think stand 4 Running Man is the only way you can actually jail Running Man without allowing them to press. But then you can use like the teleport launchers. Teleport's actually really good. You get mix-ups off that. But yeah, like he's easy to zone out, easy to keep away. You have to destroy. You're like a noob or like a Joker, Spawn, Sindel. If you can really keep him out, but I mean, probably even Kodal. I could see Raiden being a huge problem for Terminator. Just a lot of these characters just are able to just keep him out. So that's kind of why I have him so low. Rambo, just not a good character, very slow. His mix is his damage is Claymore is really good. If you're a character that has to come to him like sneakily, I think like Rambo is really good against characters probably like Joker, I can see him doing good against Kano. I can see him doing good against Spawn. I can see him doing good against Jax. But like characters that can kind of just get in and out and stuff like that. I feel like Rambo just doesn't do anything too great. He doesn't really do anything that great. His damage is his Claymore is really good, I think, but other than that, he just doesn't do it. He's just not that great. Shiva, again, just like Dragon Stance is good, kind of one trick pony. Decent, you can mix and stuff like that. She's just not a great character. Obviously with all the nerfs she got, 950 health, I just don't see how she could be better than any of the characters like above her. Maybe even the worst in the game. And I think Melina probably is the worst in the game just because she does like I said, I think every character in this game due to customs kind of is like a hybrid. They kind of do like, oh, they're zoner pressure, oh, they're like a sortie with zoning, or they do multiple things. They're a pressure damage character. But Melina's pretty much just an I8 zoner with some good movement. Like doesn't do anything too crazy. Ball roll is kind of bad because you can just break away immediately. She doesn't do anything great. She doesn't do anything like the good other than like some decent zoning. The customs are alright, pretty bad. The dash move, she just doesn't do anything really that well. In a game where a lot of characters are hybrids, she's like nothing. So yeah. Alright, so this is it. This is what I've done. This is what I think it is. We can, and people want to debate me, telling me what noob's too low. Noob isn't high enough on the tier list. Like I said, like who's better? Who above Noob, maybe besides Cassie, is he better than? Because like look at matchup charts. Like I mean not matchup charts, but like because he does do well. Like I said, I think he beats Spawn outright. I think he beats Joker outright. I think he beats Johnny outright. I think he beats Lou outright. Kodal he could beat, or at least does really well against. Sub could do really well against. But like he does everything. Like his damage is good and stuff like that. It's just hard to get started up with him. He has to pretty much approach you with highs. It's susceptible to wake up down 2, susceptible to ducking, susceptible to run away. Get characters like I can run away with Joker. I'd be like, and like honestly, even with the zoning tool, like you can't amp it for mids or anything like that. You actually have to take a risk. If I get a lead, like Noob is atrocious when he's down. If Noob is losing, he's bad. He is a bad character. When he's winning and he's up, he's a lot better character. So that's why I have Noob where he is. And honestly, I was debating putting him lower. I was debating putting Lau lower too. Like I think Noob and Lau could honestly potentially go in the tier below. It's just that I feel like like Aaron, he just does things I hate. Scorpion, I guess, does things I hate. Sindel does things I hate. Cassie, like I said, does everything. Jack of all trades, master of none. That's what it is. Jack of all trades, master of none. That's what Nightwolf is, just a worse version of Cassie. And here, present. Present. Missed the yelling madman. Yo, is that fucking Crody? Is that big Crowdmeister Supreme? Yeah, so buff Jackie. Nah. Like I said, like that's where you start to get the characters that like that have weaknesses. But yeah, that is my tier list on there it is, 1,000 health. No, she doesn't need 1,000 health. Joker needs 1,000 health at that point. Like I said, I think these two are the best two characters in the game. I think I want to go to the tier list. They all could be pretty interchangeable. Like if you want to be like fucking Nightwolf is better than Devora. Like I'm not gonna argue with you. If you want to be like, oh, Sindel should be the top of A+ tier, or I'm not gonna argue with you. If you think like, oh, fucking Spawn is the best character in S tier, like go for it. Robocop potentially too. Like I'm not gonna go and like argue the specifics. It's just a foolish argument to have. But definitely, I'm gonna go and definitely if you're watching this on the YouTube, make sure to let us know what you think. What did I get wrong? And let me know how much you actually think tier lists matter. Do you think like if you're gonna be good, you have to play an S+ character, you have to be one of the best characters, or can you succeed and win a tournament with a low tier character? I guess it does depend on the game, but let me know what you think about the idea of tier lists and how much they matter.